So when I first got the call, I'm like, oh man, I know what's about to happen. Because if you've heard the last album, I just got flashbacks of collaborating with Zach on that project, how crazy it was, how involved it was, and the snippets I heard was like, okay, this is like the next step up. So I knew we were in for a wild ride.
So how I felt when I got the call from Zach, I was initially very excited, mostly because I got to record a little bit on his first album, but only one of the tracks I recorded on ended up being on the album. And this time he had like a kind of bigger space for me in the project, so I was like really appreciative of that and really honored by that, and also just excited to get to participate more because I was like, okay, cool, I'll get to be like, on at least half the songs here, and it's gonna be a great time.
Excited when I got the call as well. Zach is a good homie of mine, and I was wondering what he had up his sleeve. He always got something up his sleeve for sure.
I was expecting the call, I'd say that. Because there was one point I was working on the first album, the introduction, go pick that up. He told me kind of the scope of what he wanted to do. I was excited because I knew it was like, actually going into motion. But there was part of me that always knew that there would be another one. So
Zach, he wanted me to utilize all the skills that I have, like literally from engineering to playing bass, to running tracks, and just like even with the music, like reading music too. So this was an opportunity for me to showcase, what I could do. And I was grateful it was a friend of mine because I wanted to put my all into it. And when you get somebody like that really takes their time with their music and takes their time creating it, and they trust you with the important position and role in creating that music, for me, it's like the ultimate compliment. So of course I'm gonna show up for that.
Zach called me, like, I want to get you on the string arrangements for my album. I was like, yes, let's do it. Let's go. Full steam ahead. Super excited. I've always wanted to do some string arrangements and stuff, so to get an opportunity like this was awesome. I mean, it's the homie. And for him to trust me with doing something of this magnitude, it's a big chunk of his album. So to be able to do the strings for it, I was super excited and grateful.
When Zach gave me the call initially, he said, it's going to be a small album, not going to be a lot of people, probably just like 4 or 5, probably not going to be on it. So I said, cool, not going to be on it. Say less. And then he called a few weeks later, and he said something along the lines of, I was just going to do one person extra, and then it was going to be another 2 people extra, and then I added strings, and I was like, gotta have percussion. So that's exactly what he said. So I just told him I better be on every song. And it was close. It worked it out. Yeah.
All of them were down with the idea from the beginning. Like all of these people were my first choices, and they were able to do it. They committed to it as soon as I told them about it. And yeah, it's just important to have good people around you. You can have the most killer musicians, you can have the most killer people, but if they're jerks and you don't want to talk to them and you don't really want to hang out with them, it's not worth having them a part of, especially when it's my project. It's something like, if it's a gig and you just have to get through it for 2 hours, but this is my project, my name is on it. I'm glad that I chose the people that I chose. They got the job done musically, and just hanging out with them, they're always a great time.
When did we start rehearsals? Probably like 4 or 5 months before we actually started recording. Like the rhythm section was first, and then he had like sectionals with the horns, and then the orchestra, the strings as well. But I think he did it very well. He broke everybody up, and then when we all came together, it's like we knew what we had to do, so it just gelled how it was supposed to.
When Zach composes these songs, he puts a lot of time and thought into it, and you can see his musicality kind of represented. Oh, yeah. There were a lot of times where we were sitting in rehearsal going over parts over and over because he had a particular vision.
Let me see what the strings are doing. Whatever the strings are doing, do that. E, F, E, F, E flat, B flat? Yeah, so I guess I'm doing, dang, ooh. Change to E flat. Change to E flat. I don't like
Just
that.
do.
Yeah, do E flat.
Yeah,
I don't like that. Bill, cut out.
Oh, you want him to you want it on the
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then do something different on the music. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say for me specifically, it's always a good time playing with Zach because you never know what you're gonna get. So like he keeps you on your toes, and so with the music that he gave us, it was still being written as we were learning it. So we trying to figure out what he want us to do. He still do this, and we like okay, we gonna do it. But we know next rehearsal it's probably gonna change or something like that. But it's just like. I like that. I like that spontaneous creation because a lot of times, you'll be playing another gig somewhere and it's the complete opposite. You don't have any type of spontaneity, and it's just your soul is just slowly depleting. So this is just it's very refreshing. I'll say.
I'm gonna do that.
So the rhythm for the melody is it or but
Is that good? I was like,
or
no, that's it. It's that's it.
Is the clap clapping? Claps clapping.
Tell me what you're most excited about.
I'm most excited for these string harmonies personally. I mean, Zach's stuff gonna be cool, but I'm kind of excited for these string harmonies, how everything's gonna blend together. I'm excited for us to sound like one band. One band, one sound is real cheesy, but I'm excited for it. Watching other live recording videos and stuff on YouTube is something I've always wanted to do. I didn't think I'd be a part of something like this so soon in my music career, so yeah, I'm excited for it.
Just getting ready for the big show, the big day, the 2 shows actually. But yeah, just getting ready. I'm really excited to hear how this sounds with everyone. I'm excited about hearing every piece and really getting what was in my head and get it and hear it out loud, in full.
kept playing everything. We rehearsed for quite a few weeks. We had quite a few rehearsals. But I think like in the end, everything started to come together. And by the time it was time to record, we made some mistakes, but we didn't make too many mistakes. So it ended up coming out really well. So.